Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today is November 30th, and this is my weekly shop update. So I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. If you're here in the States, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. It's a great time for my whole family to get together. We host Thanksgiving here at my place. Both my parents and my in-laws, they live out of town, so for Thanksgiving and for the extended weekend, everyone comes into town. My sister and my wife's sister and both of our parents are all here in one house for a few days, and it's really awesome. It's some great times, and I absolutely enjoy it. We make turkey every year. I do make a special turkey thing. I put bacon on the turkey and cook it like that in the oven, so that as the bacon cooks on top of the turkey, the fats from the bacon baste the turkey and keep the turkey moist. And that's my little turkey secret. That's about the extent of the life-shattering cooking knowledge I have to share with you. So on Black Friday, my dad and I always go out shopping. It's just really great for the two of us to go out and spend time together. It's not really so much about what we're going to buy or what we're going to buy. It's just that we're spending time together doing something every single year. So this year I went to Rockler in the morning because they have their, I think it's the first 75 people in line in front of the Rockler store get a gift card between $5 and $250. Last year I walked away with a $75 gift card. This year I walked away with a $5 gift card. So not as lucky. I just picked up a center finder while I was there, since this was like $2, and I still have $3 left on my gift card. We also went to Woodcraft, and I picked up a 3-piece scraper set. I thought I would need some more for my scraper video, like more for props, but apparently I already bought this set in the past, so I already have one of these, and I already have a lot of scrapers, but you know, I guess I have more now. The other thing, we went to Home Depot, and I picked up a set of just bits for for drilling or driving, I guess technically, because I always lose these things. So I pick up one every year, and by the end of the year, I'm usually missing them all. And then I also picked up the hole saw set, a 15-piece hole saw set. I bought a 1-inch Milwaukee hole saw to do the mounts for the trailer, and that hole saw went right through that 1/2-inch steel, no problem. So that was on sale. I figured it'd probably be handy at some point here in the shop or wherever. So last week, if you missed it, I did an Ask Matt live for about 50 minutes. I'll have a link to the pre-recorded version in the description. I did go through that video, and I did transcribe all the questions that I answered, as well as put in the timestamps for those questions. So if you go to that video, you can go through in the description and see all the questions I answered, and you can click on the timestamp, and it'll take you right to that spot in the video where I answered that question. So you don't have to go sit through the whole video and not want to learn a question's answer that you don't know is going to be asked, I guess. There's less surprise now. So the big thing for me this week was working on slabbing up those logs that I picked up last week. Those were the 2 ash logs from the same tree, or actually 3 logs, one small one I haven't touched yet. The most exciting part about that whole process was getting those logs off the trailer. Those logs side by side didn't have much clearance to pass between the legs of the arch, and of course I'm too lazy to remove the pins and take the arch off. So it was a little bit more of an interesting challenge, as we had to try and roll the logs kind of towards each other as I was winching them off the trailer to get them through those legs. But we got them off, me and my dad, while he was here. I did want to try and keep those things up in the air on one end so I could work with the chainsaw mill in a more vertical position, which I did on the smaller log, but on the bigger log, I just couldn't get it up on something else before pulling it off the trailer. Having the logs up in that vertical position makes it really easy to actually cut those slabs. Really all you do is put that chainsaw mill on top of the log, hold the trigger, and just kind of guide it down the log. You don't have to manually force the mill through the cut, and it makes it really, really easy to do. So that smaller log produced some really big slabs. I think they're about 30 inches wide, 6 feet long, and I cut them 2.5 inches thick. So those slabs ended up being really big, and they're bigger than me, which I like. I didn't get through that whole log, but I did get about 5 slabs cut off that log. So once we got a few slabs off that smaller log, we started to work on the bigger one. And we got a few slabs cut off of that. And what I discovered inside that log was actually a carpenter ant colony. So there was some rot and some missing material where the carpenter ants had made their nest. But I think it's kind of a cool effect because you have the tunnels in the wood that you could fill with epoxy or something like that if you want to incorporate that in the your final piece. And if I do make something out of those slabs, that's exactly what I'm going to do. It might make a really cool tabletop with the ant tracks in there. So besides my dad being here, I also had some extra help from my friend Jordan. I met Jordan through the channel here. He was watching my videos for a while, and I met him last winter. He brought a few small logs by for me to slab up for him. And as he says, I created a monster because now he is really into chainsaw milling. He went out and bought the biggest power head that steel makes and is using that to mill in his free time. So he brought his mill over here with his, it's an MS 880, it's 120 cc's, and it really just tears through the logs like nobody's business. Puts my little saw to shame. So that was great having Jordan here. We got through a bunch of slabs with his mill, and I think it was only like maybe an hour and a half or so he was here cutting up that big log, and it was really great to have him here and spending time together and cutting up slabs, which I really enjoy, and he does too. So everybody wins. So that's still got a little bit of work to go. In the shop this week, I'm working on the sofa table. I did all of the initial stock prep for that table. I got all the boards laid out, all the parts cut, all the boards, and the first milling done, and now they're resting. That was a lot of fun. I shot that like class style, so I went through the entire stock selection process, which was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to editing that and getting that class put together. There's a lot of great stuff going on in that. I think that's it this week. Fun week, great week. Thanksgiving was great. Everything's great. I hope everything is great with you as well. So thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.